recent study revealed that majority of the country's top executives are optimistic about the country's growth prospects in the coming months. But the slow pace of vaccination rollout poses a big challenge to recovery. Let's get the insights of Management Association of the Philippines, Jade Roxas-Divinagracia, and she is also with PricewaterhouseCoopers, who also conducted, together with MAP, this study, Jade, that revealed that most CEOs are disappointed with the vaccine rollout. Why are they?
Hi, Rico. Good evening, and thanks for having me in the program. I think the CEOs are really looking at the faster rollout of the vaccine so that the economy can recover faster, no? But nonetheless, the CEOs are also quite optimistic in terms of their prospects for the next 6 months, and this is actually up from the 59% a year ago. So you can say that even with the challenges of the vaccination rollout, that they remain confident in terms of their own operations.
So, Jade, quicker vaccine rollout, is the private also trying to say that they should be allowed to purchase directly their own vaccine rather than going through a tripartite agreement?
Yes, I think several private groups have actually requested the government to actually allow them to directly purchase vaccines so that they can give it to their employees faster. No? But as we know, and as you mentioned, currently the setup is that it has to be a tripartite agreement because these vaccines are not yet available in the market. So it has to go through the government procurement, arrangement.
And what is basically the overall sentiment of the business sector 18 months into this pandemic? Disappointed?
Yes.
Happy? No comment.
No, very confident actually, Rico. So PwC and the MAP have been conducting this CEO survey for 7 years now. And I'm pleased to say that after 18 months of being on and off lockdown, that the CEOs are more confident that their businesses will grow in the next 12 months. So I guess you could say that optimism is higher.
So what's driving this optimism among CEOs, Jade?
Yeah, great question, Rico. As you know, the number of COVID infections is higher these days. And we conducted our survey within the months of July and August of this year. And if I remember correctly, at the time, the number of cases already started going up, which also prompted the government to declare another lockdown. But it would seem that those events did not dampen the confidence of our CEOs. No? So the question is, where is this optimism coming from? One, of course, is the presence of the vaccine. So last year, 6 months into the pandemic, we still cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak.
Right.
There was so much uncertainty, and we were not positive that a vaccine can be developed that quick, since it usually takes 6 to 7 years, to develop a vaccine. But of course, in the case of COVID vaccine, it took less than a year to get one approved. So certainly the vaccine is giving the CEOs a healthy boost of confidence, so pun intended there. Also, I'd like to think, Rico, that after 18 months of being in this situation, that businesses have already adjusted their operations. Right. Many of them said that they have taken their businesses online, and they have accelerated their digitization initiatives. Some have also pivoted their operations, introduced new products and services, and some even changed their business models to take into account the current situation. So the CEOs already know what to expect and how to respond quickly, given the different scenarios that we've been through. And while uncertainty obviously still remains, there is now some form of predictability that is giving our CEOs the optimism and the confidence about their own business prospects.
That's right. Look, I mean, you have to be positive despite all the challenges in the country. And I'm sure many of them are also hoping hoping against hope that we will gain herd immunity by the end of the year. But Jade, what are the sentiments of the top executives now that the election season is about to start?
Yes, thanks for that, Rico. No, of course, we all want to have herd immunity, right? But on your question on the CEO's
On the elections.
concern about the upcoming election, it has actually been identified by most of the CEOs as one of the things that may delay our economic recovery. No, our CEOs are worried that our government officials' attention may be diverted to election campaigns at the expense of addressing the more urgent and much needed pandemic response and also economic recovery. And as we near the election period, it's just normal that businesses are usually anxious as to what changes in the political personalities and policies, the next election will bring. In the same way that investors usually adopt a wait-and-see attitude before investing in the country or in new projects, no? And as you know, and hopefully you'll agree that predictability is an important factor in doing business. So any uncertainty will obviously be a cause of concern, no? But
Jade.
I believe that the business sector is hopeful that the voters will have the wisdom to choose our next set of leaders.
Jade Roxas-Divinagracia, thank you so much for sharing with us the insights of CEOs from this study of Price Waterhouse Coopers and the Management Association of the Philippines. Well, vendors are